Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I have an introduction today. It's mid-year and I had the itch to start something new. I see quite a few different panners kind of rotate through their eyeshadow collection in different ways, but I wanted to start a project to focus on my single eyeshadows. These are mainly magnetic pans that I have in Z palettes, but I do have like less than a handful of individual potted eyeshadows that I do have in a Tiny Decisions wheel. That is just a free website or app that you can download and put in your own like products, and you can spin a random wheel and it will pick products for you if you don't want to decide yourself. And it's just fun to do that on camera and have it randomized for you. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I am going to randomize 4 single eyeshadows, and I'm going to set the usage goal of 3 uses each. I was going to do 5, but I only have 6 months to do this. I forget how many, I think I have 52 single eyeshadows. I just did my inventory, I should know. And I feel like 5 uses might be too much for me because I really want to rotate through these every single month, every update. And is 4 too little? I gotta do the math. I just kind of randomly picked the number 4. There are 6 months, so I have 52 eyeshadows divided by 6, that's 8. So I'm not going to be able to finish this. I was like, oh, I'll get through all my single eyeshadows the rest of the year. But I really only want to stick to 4. I know that might be a low number for you guys, but I also have my Pan Those Eyeshadows project and my Pan That palette. And I plan on rotating, and I'm doing my No Pan Left Behind. And also I am participating in Throwback 30, which a new round is coming at the end of July, and I usually roll in eyeshadow palettes for that project to fit prompts, so I just don't want to like overwhelm myself. And any use on these is good use. I know I've used each of them at least once or twice, some of them far more than that. So I think I'm okay not touching them all, but I just want to be intentional about using what I have. I neglect my single eyeshadows, and if you're not familiar with my channel, I do panning content like this. I do projects trying to work through what I already have. I am on my second No Buy year in a row, so I really want to be intentional about using what's already in my collection so I'm not tempted to buy new things. If that sounds good to you, I also do Get Ready With Me's every now and then and palette bingos where I randomize eyeshadows from a palette to create a look. I hope you stick around and subscribe before you leave, and of course give this video a thumbs up if you like this project. I did talk about introducing this project on my channel in my recent Pan Those Eyeshadows project. That was the video before this, and I was kind of talking through it with you guys, thinking out loud. I did decide to include my Expand Those Pans shades, and of course I forgot to bring them with me for this. I will have a picture of them because I do want to update those in this project as well, because I'm just 5 uses each. It's such a small usage goal, and I kind of wanted to minimize my Pan Those Eyeshadows updates because I was talking about 7 eyeshadows, sometimes more, in those updates. So the first eyeshadow that I rolled in for Expand Those Pans was from my Beauty Bay Metamorphic palette. It's the shade Oil, this beautiful blue purpley shifty shade, and I'm really excited to have that in the rotation. And then the second eyeshadow that I want to expand the pan on is from my Kaleidos Futurism 3 Astro Pink palette, and that is the shade Light Year, a gorgeous, it's like, it kind of leans taupe, but it's just a cool tone, silvery, pinky, purpley taupe. I don't know what it is. It is gorgeous. And yeah, I have not touched either of those since my Pan Those Eyeshadows update, so they are going to be start fresh in this project. I do want to mention that Dora from the channel Fuchsia Soul created Expand Those Pans. I always talk about that in my Pan Those Eyeshadows project, but now I'm going to talk about it here. Dora created this so that we can stop neglecting eyeshadows that we already hit pan on. Myself specifically, I just move on to the next thing. I'm like, oh, I want to hit more pans. And then I just move those shadows that I already hit pan on to the side, and I don't use them for a long time. So I love rotating through my shadows that already have pan in them. I think that's all I have to say. I do have my iPad here, and I have my single eyeshadows. I will show you my little collection. Like I said, I think I have 52. I will have the correct number on the screen, but I have them separated by brand. I experimented with separating them by color, but I just wasn't feeling it. I would rather just have them all together by brand so I know exactly like what palette they're in. When I'm not super familiar with my singles shades, which hopefully this project will help me with. But yeah, if I wanted to use a specific one, I didn't know where to find it basically. So now it's a little easier for me. But this first like animal print palette has all of my Pretties for Your Face single eyeshadows in it. I have decluttered one or two of these since you've last seen it on my channel. They're stunning. I love them. You can definitely tell I like cool tones. If you're not familiar with me, that is what I like. And then the second palette here has all of my Sydney Gray shimmers, more cool tones, but I do have some neutrals thrown in here. And I did declutter one of these since the last time you saw it on my channel. And then I have this custom made, this used to be like a watercolor palette, but I put some magnetic tape, I guess, in here and made it into a Z palette. So let's see here. The bottom mattes here are all Sydney Grace. These two here are Cleona. And then the rest here are depotted from Natasha Denona Blue Purple palette, plus one is from the Ayana palette, which the Blue Purple palette was decluttered to me, and Laura, who decluttered it to me, had switched out some shades from the Ayana palette, and I don't know what else, but I'm just really glad that they're labeled on the back, so I knew that. But I did depot the ones that I wanted to keep from that palette and got rid of it because I wasn't feeling it. So I have all of those. I'm going to be putting the Random 4 in this palette here. This currently houses my lid setting shade from my Viseart Violet Vespertine palette and a shadow I'm trying to hit pan on in my Pan Those Eyeshadows from my ColourPop The Mandalorian palette. So I feel like I'm talking a lot. But this should be really quick, you know. I'm only randomizing 3 things. Let me pull up my tiny decisions. Hopefully we won't have like a glare. Yeah, there it is from my window, but let's oops, why does it rate? Oh, my Natasha Denona Blue Purple Metallic Blue Steel, or Steel Blue, Metallic Steel Blue. So that's nice. It's a metallic, so it's easy to find. I'm gonna guess it's this one, but it could be this one. These shade names are very interesting. Some of them don't match very well. Okay, yeah. So here's Natasha Denona Metallic Steel Blue, and it is that shimmery blue color. So pretty, but this is what it currently looks like. There is a dip in here. Let me swatch this. Just a nice, I don't know, it's not super impactful. Maybe this will help me declutter some more, because that's kind of like meh. On to the next one. Hopefully that was in focus, like I was hiding behind it. So I don't know. But it's Sydney Grace Kite Flying, which I think is a matte. My hair is really bugging me. It's so flat. I remember this was from a mystery box from 2 years ago, I think. Of course, it's like none of the ones that I am looking at. I guess it's a shimmer because I literally just looked at all of my mattes. So it's for sure a neutral. So let me look at this one. Yes, okay. So here is Kite Flying, and it's this beautiful gold shimmer. I have not used this, I don't think. Oh my gosh. Ooh, it's more like a bronze. Whoa. Sydney Grace is nuts. Their formula is gorgeous. That is one swipe. And I still have a ton on my finger. Wow, okay. Put that in my palette. I want to be all organized and such. Oh, Pretties for Your Face Monet. Ooh. If you guys are familiar with my channel, I love art. And this is a beautiful, I think it's this one, blue. Yes. So Pretties for Your Face Monet. I did have this in a project for just a handful of uses. I think it was 3 uses, but that is what it looks like. I'm trying to show you all the shifts. Very pretty with that Natasha Denona blue. See that shimmer? The Natasha Denona shimmer doesn't even look like a shimmer. It looks like a satin next to those. I guess she calls it like a metallic, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a shimmer. And then the last one, what am I gonna get? Oh, Sydney Grace Heart and Soul. I'm gonna guess this is a shimmer as well. I think this also came in a mystery box. This might take me a second to find. Like I said, I am not familiar with my shadows. How do you guys like organize your single eyeshadows? Like, do you have, I was thinking of putting a description of them like next to each shade name. Maybe it's a matte. Okay. You'd think I'd remember because I literally just checked all the mattes, but I don't. Okay, it's literally the last matte that I looked at, and it's a lid setting shade. I don't want to do this. I am doing a challenge with my bestie, Tina from Tina Misdemeanor. We are trying to hit as many pans as possible in lid setting shades, and whoever hits the first, and whoever hits the most in this year gets to pick what the other person has to pan next year. So I do not want to take uses away from my current lid setting shade. I hope you guys understand, but this is what that shade looks like. It's just a beautiful pink toned lid setting shade for me. It's perfect because I'm cool toned, but again, that is the shade Heart and Soul. So I'm going to put that one back and I'm going to re-roll. Ooh, Clionadh Gargoyle. I had this in Throwback 30 last year for the 50 Shades of Green prompt, which is roll something green. And here is the shade Gargoyle. It is a beautiful, shifty, like green, blue, teal. No, it's like green, teal, and then like champagne-y, purple. I don't even know. This is a jeweled multi-chrome. Very soft, very soft. These are kind of scary colors. Definitely glad I picked 3 uses, but that is what my current selection looks like. Hopefully you can see all the shifty goodness. Very quick introduction. I hope you enjoyed. Give this video a thumbs up, and of course hit that subscribe button if you are interested in sticking around. I hope to see you all in my next one. Bye.